Hey, this is James Ellsworth, and you're listening to CNY Wrestle.
Welcome, everybody, to the CNY Wrestles podcast. This is your host, Mike Jones-Billadu, coming to you from Syracuse, New York. It's a huge week of wrestling right here in Central New York. We got a big weekend coming up. We got the WWE bringing their live tour, the Raw brand, to Syracuse On Center War Memorial this Friday, October 12th at 7 o'clock. And then Saturday night, October the 13th, New York Championship Wrestling premieres with their first event called Day One. It's going to be at the Accelerate Sports Complex on Judd Road in Whitesboro. It's going to be a pretty awesome event. And here tonight to talk to us about that event is the general manager of New York Championship Wrestling, Jonny, and one of the stars of New York Championship Wrestling, Sadlowski, who's going to be facing Danny Adam, one of his friends, this Saturday night at Day One. Also, some big news coming out of the Dynasty. General Manager Mike King and owner Chris Envy have announced that they parted ways, and Mike King is going to run his own company starting on October 27th. There's still a lot of announcements to come out of that. We don't know all the details just yet. We know that Dynasty is taking a break through the end of the year to repair their ring and regroup, and Chris Envy's wife is expecting a baby, so they're taking some time off for the rest of the year. We know they'll be back and better than ever in 2019, though. So it's good to see that Mike King is branching out on his own. We hope to have him on the show soon to talk about his plans for his brand, which I think when he posted the LLC, it still had the name Dynasty in it. So be interesting to see what's going to happen with the two Dynasty brands. Jake the Snake Roberts was in town Saturday night, October 6th. I sadly did not attend. I wanted to, but I decided not to. And reading some reviews on Facebook, I guess it was not a very interesting show. And he wasn't very nice to people that he met during the meet and greet portion of his show. So I'm not too upset that I missed it then, because it got such horrible reviews. Which is kind of surprising to me, because Jake the Snake Roberts is a good talker. You think this show would have been interesting, but especially with all this shit he's been through in his life. But, you know, stuff happens. So we're going to get right into it tonight and talk about New York Championship Wrestling and their premiere event, Day One. As I said, it's going to be this Saturday night, October 13th, 6:45 start. It's at the Accelerate Sports Complex in Whitesboro on Judd Road. Jonny, the general manager, is joining us tonight. He's going to talk about what he's gone through to get this promotion off the ground, and it sounds like he's dedicated himself to making this a success, and he really wants it to be centered in the Mohawk Valley, centered in Utica, centered in Central New York. It's a pretty exciting time to be a fan of wrestling in Central New York. There's a lot going on. The card coming up this Saturday night is pretty stacked. There's a double main event featuring a six-man tag. Tyler Vincent and The Street are going to face Killer Instinct, which is Mike Skyros, Jacoby Riddick, and Kevin Cartwright. Friend of the show, Sergeant Fury, is going to take on High Voltage Omar. Hunter Loomis is going to take on the Honorable Jamar Justice. Kirby Wackerman is going to take on Great Nuka. Dante Dio, Scotty Arrow, and Big Ugly James are going to take on the Mutts. Alex Kane, August Leon, and Ian Griffin. Lance Madewell will take on the Outsider, Corbin Dane. There's going to be a triple threat with Wayno, Victor Brand, and Bobby Bates. And our guest tonight, Sadlowski, will be taking on his friend in the Prospects, Danny Adam. A lot of these guys trained in truly independent wrestling and around the area. They're no stranger to the area. Tyler Vincent was just here last weekend with the Dynasty. He took on Mike Verna in a stellar match. Sergeant Fury also was here last week with the Dynasty. He went through a table. We don't know how he's feeling, if he's going to be 100% for this match. Wayno, no stranger to Central New York. So, I mean, there's a lot of familiar faces to the area. You're going to want to see this show. Tickets are available. There's some front row seats left for $20. General admission is $15. Bleacher or standing room is $10. So it's affordable for everybody. And just announced, we don't know who he's going to face, but the Beast of the Northeast, Brute Van Slyke, is also going to be there, which brings up a question about another event that he was scheduled to be at in Potsdam this weekend. That was going to be the same night on the 13th for Atlantic Championship Wrestling. I don't know that the event up in Potsdam is still going. There hasn't been a lot mentioned about the event, which they've called Start It Now. So there hasn't been a lot of updates on that front. Hopefully we'll find out a little more later in the week. Pay attention to our Facebook page for any breaking news on that event and any breaking news on Day One with New York Championship Wrestling. This Friday night will be at the WWE at the On Center in Syracuse. We don't really know the card. I think they were advertising last that Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose were going to face Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. We know Finn Balor is going to be there, and Elias and Bobby Lashley. So, the typical Raw Monday night garbage. So, it should be fun. Hopefully we'll see some surprises, some returns. You never know what you're going to see at these house shows. They either suck royally or you might have a good night. So right now I want to bring in our first guest, Jonny, the general manager of New York Championship Wrestling. They are getting last-minute preparations set for Day One this Saturday night. We're going to bring him in and talk about the show. Right now we're joined by New York Championship Wrestling's head promoter, Jonny. How's it going today, Jonny?
Not too bad. About yourself?
Good. So this is a brand new company. What is it taking to get this off the ground?
A lot of headaches and nightmare, but I feel that's definitely going to be worth it. There's a lot of regulations and guidelines that go into New York State, and sometimes I've been pulling my hair out wondering why I'm doing this, but things have finally all fallen into place, so I think that this Saturday should hopefully go off without any hitches, and we can put on a really good show for everybody.
And the event on Saturday the 13th is called Day One. What's planned so far for that event?
We have a lot of surprises going on. Should have some great competition. A lot of guys that maybe wrestled in the area, the central New York area a couple of times. A lot from Massachusetts are coming in. So hopefully I'm going to bring a new group of independent wrestlers to the area that people can really relate to and really enjoy watching. And they're all very excited, looking to come back on a regular basis. And I'm looking to make this a monthly thing for the Mohawk Valley.
And what is your background? You started in truly independent wrestling?
Correct. Truly independent wrestling out of Massachusetts. I am their color commentator there. That's why my voice is a little hoarse. We had a incredible 40-minute main event last night for the heavyweight title. So I'm still trying to recover from calling that action. But that's where I ended up meeting a lot of these guys. I became friends with a lot of them. I got to see a lot of them develop and grow. And it's been a fantastic journey for me working with them. So now here's a chance for me to bring those people into central New York and to have a lot of other local guys who don't have that many places to work or that many opportunities to show their ability and skill and give them another outlet and venue to work through.
Who are some of the talents that we'll be seeing at Day One?
We'll be seeing, in the main event, we're going to be seeing Killer Instinct, who a lot of people may remember some of these guys from 2CW. Mike Skyros, Jacoby Riddick, and Kevin Cartwright. They're an amazing six-man team. They're going to be taking on Tyler Vincent, who a lot of people in this area are probably familiar with at this point, and the tag team out of Buffalo, the Nachi Mafia. The Nachi Mafia are graduates from Grapplers Anonymous, an amazing school out there. I have a lot of faith in all six of these men that they are definitely going to give everyone their money's worth for the show. High Voltage Omar, who you'll be seeing later on this season, not exactly him, but he will be on Lucha Underground this season, and they've also talked to him about coming back in the future. He'll be taking on Sergeant Fury in the co-main event. Some of the other matches that you will see will be Hunter Loomis, who is from the Adirondacks. He's one of the local guys who's looking to make a name for himself. He's going to be taking on one half of the TIW Tag Team Champions, the Honorable Jamar Justice. This one should definitely be a heavy-hitting barn burner. I think this one is definitely going to make everyone stand up and get excited. We have six-man action. We have some debuts coming on. It's gonna. People are gonna get their money's worth for it. Right now, we have 8 big matches planned. We have some more in the works. I'm talking to a few other people that may show up in a surprise capacity. I can't guarantee anything because that's still all negotiation, but it could be something very, very special.
And what have you? What has it taken you yourself to go through to get this company off the ground? What does a promoter do to get himself started?
The biggest thing to deal with is New York State. As everyone who's listening to this podcast probably realizes, nothing is easy in New York State. It's not just getting a promoter's license. It's also getting a insurance voucher. It's also getting a bond. I need to have an ambulance on site for the entire event, and then on top of that, I also need to have a doctor. All that costs a ridiculous amount of money, and every time I think about it, it makes me a little bit sick, thinking, man, I could pay these guys more, or I can get bigger names, a bigger talent to come in, but I have to meet the rules and regulations. I have to follow New York State's guidelines and protocol. So hopefully everyone comes out, they enjoyed the show. As long as people are enjoying it, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm even willing to, make the sacrifices needed to be in order to make this work and to bring everybody something on a regular basis.
And why did you yourself want to do something to this scale for the Mohawk Valley?
I've grown up here. I've lived here all my life with, a few months exception. This area deserves it. I love wrestling. I know hundreds and thousands of people in the Mohawk Valley and the surrounding areas love wrestling. And we would only get a taste of it here and there. We would get it, once or twice a year with 2CW, once a year with Dynasty. We would never see the WWE here, and when they would come, they would pull out for, a bigger payday somewhere else. These people, they deserve it. They deserve to have wrestling action, to have entertainment. So many people say, man, there's nothing to do on Saturday night, or there's nothing to do around here. Well, now I'm going to give everybody a chance to have something to do. And all they have to do is come out and support it, and it'll be theirs. It'll be something special that the Mohawk Valley, Utica, Rome area, the valley, that they have to enjoy. And it's only going to get better from here.
And there's already 2 other events planned through the end of the year, correct?
Correct. On November 17th is Tag Title Turmoil. We will be determining our first ever Tag Team Champions in that match. And then there's Season Speedings, which will be on December 15th. All 3 of these events will be at the Accelerate Sports Complex. And then we already have plans for 2019 falling into place on securing more wrestlers. I plan on having a women's division debut in January. I have some amazing female talent that's going to be coming in for that. So I'm looking to the future. This isn't, once and done, or get these 3 done, make a couple bucks to get out of here. I'm all in on this. This is what I'm going to leave to this area long after I'm gone, hopefully.